Hi, Internet. I am UD. Welcome to my review channel. So far, it's pretty much a Better Call Saul channel. So if you are addicted to Better Call Saul like I am, please subscribe. I'm doing a giveaway, an Amazon gift card once we hit 100 subscribers. So subscribe so you can be a part of that too. I wanted to react to other people's fan theories of what they think is going to happen in part two. This is Courtney's reviews. She's actually the person that really made me like motivated to make this channel. I don't have any subscribers, so I don't have no comments to go through comments, but she has gotten some comments, and I think some people had some really interesting ideas. I also like to watch the live streams. I forget their name. It's what Pete Peppers, the Vivid Kiwi, and some other guy. They get on live stream and they just chat. Like they just chat, which is what I would love to do. I would love to do that. So if you are somebody who loves to live stream and chat about Better Call Saul, leave a comment. But those live streams are like 2 hours, 3 hours long. Okay. A lot of fan theories come out there, but we don't got time for that. Okay. Like my video is already probably going to be like half an hour. So we're just going to go through the theories that Courtney has collected. Now y'all already know what my prediction is. I think Kimmy and Jimmy are going to rat on Lalo. I think that's what it's going to be. I think Kimmy will still be alive. I think Kimmy is the person who is calling Jimmy on his 50th birthday. I think Kimmy is in jail. And I think at the end of it all, I think Jimmy will also go to jail. Now, this is my theory thus far. But let's see what other people have to say.
First, I wanted to give a shout out to Matt Richardson, who on my What Happens to the Bail Money video weighed in and shared his expertise. And also thank you to everyone who...
Yeah, so if you don't know, she made a video about what happens to the bail money, the $7 million that Lalo sent Jimmy to go get and pay to the court so that Lalo could be released on bond. What happens to that money? Because and she does a great job. She made a video about it, and then she made another video about it, speaking with like an actual lawyer, I believe. So definitely go check out her videos.
Commented on that video and the Diamond Theory video. You guys raised a lot of really good points and asked really good questions, and I think there was a lot of really interesting conversation. So I really enjoyed talking to you all over the last couple of days, working through that. So I have revised that theory a little bit. So after talking to a couple of lawyers, yes, it is possible that Jimmy could retrieve the money. And as Matt even pointed out, that if someone like Lalo were to show up in his apartment, he might try to, say whatever he could, as bargaining, as leverage. So it could come into play.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. I mean, I think it would be smart for them to use that as leverage to, in order to stay alive or to prove to Lalo that they're still useful, tell him that they can get his $7 million back and then he can skedaddle or whatever.
Of like the $7 million walking out the door, that's going to be something, I don't know, maybe that the court is going to certainly take notice of. And I don't think anyone wants that scrutiny on them.
Yes, I also left a comment to her saying it would look really bad if Jimmy files that request for the money back because they already think that he's working with Lalo. But then I started thinking about how, like I said, my theory is that they actually will rat on Lalo. So I'm thinking maybe that's how they do it. They tell Lalo, we can get you your money. And in order for them to get the money, they have to let the DA know that, yes, De Guzman is a fake. Lalo is the actual person and Lalo has deceased. So we are requesting this money back so we can send it back to Lalo's family or wherever it came from. But in order to in getting the money back, they are having to rat on Lalo. I mean, you could spin it in such a way that you're not ratting on him, but I think they would, because I believe one of them is going to rat on Lalo to the DA.
To Firewoman, she is the one who proposed the idea that perhaps Jeff is Kim's ex, and a lot of people responded to that idea. Firewoman, it was a very popular.
Hold on, let's read everything this person said. I can't think of another show that kept me so engaged in speculation, ridiculously proud when any of my half-baked theories come true, and absolutely delighted when they don't. Jeff the cab driver motions to Albuquerque Isotopes air freshener hanging from his mirror and tells Jean his ex lives there. That's when I got the goofy idea. Y'all, do I have food on my chin? That's when I got the goofy idea that Kim ran away from him. Who wouldn't? What a creep. What if Jeff shows up in Albuquerque, atomic bomb mushroom cloud on their scheme boards meets Isotopes air freshener? I don't remember what that is. Does Jean's play against Jeff reconnect him to Kim? That's really interesting. I kind of don't think so. Why would you... Okay, let's say Kim is Jeff's girlfriend. First of all, Kimmy, why again you're dating another Dusty? But I just can't, after everything she's been through, I just can't imagine her dating a guy like him. But anyway, let's say she is dating him. Why would he go to like her home state? Why would he leave her in Albuquerque and go to Omaha, which is close to where Kim grew up? I mean, I'm sure there's we can speculate anything. I just kind of feel like I haven't seen anything that would connect, that makes me feel like that's a solid theory I can sink my teeth into. Firewoman also says, I think her marriage to Jimmy dies with Howard's death, but she maintains a partnership with him. She creates Ice Station Zebra and works the legal and financial system, setting up shell companies, etc. She handles money, but doesn't want to know. Perhaps she uses her profits to set up a foundation to do good. Mr. Acker accused her of being a money-grubbing do-gooder. Was he predicting her future? I don't know. The Ice Station Zebra thing, people think, because of that Ice Station Zebra, which if you don't remember, in Breaking Bad, Saul Goodman tells Walt to write a check to Ice Station Zebra. So, and Ice Station Zebra is something that Kim really likes. So it's like, okay, obviously, like this was created by Kim, with Kim, or with Kim in mind, somehow. So I don't know. So people have this theory that Kim is working behind the scenes under Ice Station Zebra. Again, I don't know. I don't know. I think it could be as simple as Jimmy loved her and he misses her, or like they created that company one time for something to. And it kind of sounds like they just created this for some other reason, and he, for some reason, continues to use it.
And he says, wild prediction for Kim. Lalo holds her hostage and she starts working for the Salamancas, which gives her a much bigger high than Jimmy's petty scams. Kim's missing piece is the love and approval of her parents. The only way to fill this void is to pull off scams like the jewelry theft with her mother. She feels love and approval from the person she's pulling off scams with. Eventually, Kim realizes that Lalo fills this void better than Jimmy, and she leaves Jimmy for Lalo. So a few people commented something very similar to this, that they see Kim going off of Lalo. That's also something that I've talked about being a possibility before, whether she does it willingly or she's coerced, or she goes with him against her will, maybe to spare Jimmy. Or
yeah. Do some of y'all think it could be like a 365 situation? If you don't know, 365 is that movie on Netflix where the dude like kidnaps this woman and he's like, I'm kidnapping you, but I'll give you 365 days to fall in love with me. And then like she does, like by the end she like does fall in love with him. Stockholm syndrome. This theory I don't agree. I do not think Kim is going to fall in love with Lalo. Kim does not strike me like, look, there are ladies out there who love a toxic dude. Okay. They live for the toxic dudes. Um, if you're into black media, you know about that one rapper lady who's like, if he don't pull out his blick when you say you leaving, then he don't love you. If he don't do one warning shot, then he don't love you. Okay. I know these ladies exist. I don't think Kim is one of them. Courtney does have this theory that maybe Kim is working for the cartel. Like, she's so smart with being a lawyer that she's working for the cartel, and maybe that was the price she pays to let Jimmy go, or I don't know. I just kind of don't see it. I just don't.
Darling. And Rose says, I predict that Howard told somebody that he was going to see Jimmy and Kim and they will be questioned. It is a possibility that he went to their place to tape their confession, like Chuck taped Jimmy over the May Severity 1216, 1261 fiasco. And that is how Kim is caught by Cliff Main, but there will not be absolute proof to prosecute her. But he and his friends will know Howard was not lying. Kimmy will be given a black mark and unable to work in Albuquerque. I say her relationship with Jimmy is long distance over the Breaking Bad timeline. We saw that Howard helped himself to the kitchen. He could have left a bug or something in the apartment. So a few other people have also floated this idea.
I actually don't think part of that is not a bad idea. I think it is entirely possible that Howard put bugs something in the kitchen, because he was going there to confront them and basically trying to get them to admit what they did. And it could be like Chuck. There are other similarities to Chuck. In the beginning of the episode, he's looking at Chuck, remembering Chuck's legacy, and also remembering the sad things about Chuck's legacy, that at home, Chuck, in my opinion, when Howard is saying, maybe some things are more important, he's remembering that Chuck's home life was full of turmoil, and he also has a home life full of turmoil. When he passes, he bangs his head on the table, getting caught up in chicanery, in Jimmy's chicanery, making himself look like a fool in front of his colleagues. In the legal system, there's a lot of parallels to Chuck. So putting a recording device in the kitchen secretly, that might be another parallel. And hey, I wouldn't put it past him. I think maybe. And that would make for an interesting plot point, wouldn't it? Because now it's recorded that somebody came in and fired a weapon. And there was a clear reaction. So that would be interesting if the writers decide that that's what they want to happen. Okay, but the other thing of Kim is caught by Cliff Main. The only two people who I think would really look into Howard's death is Cliff Main and Howard's wife. But I don't see how Kim will be caught, but not Jimmy. I know some people feel like Kim will be caught because she wasn't at that lunch, so they think Cliff Main will put two and two together. But why wouldn't Jimmy also be caught? I don't, because they were there. They did it together. They were there together. So I don't get that part. Kim should be able to continue working in Albuquerque because, and Courtney says this too. Kim's been working pro bono. Kim has been working for like just below minimum wage. She's not doing this work for the money, and every time she has tried to do this work for the money, she has resented the work. So that's not something that she would even care about, I don't think. Kim's good name to me, Kim's good reputation is just another tool for her to use, to be a slipping Kimmy. I don't think she takes pride in her reputation. Remember when her old secretary sat with her at that restaurant and was saying, how much she looks up to Kim and how much she wants to be like Kim, and Kim's reaction to that was not the reaction of somebody who felt like that did not hit home for Kim. Like that's not like if someone said it to me, I'd be like, oh my gosh, you are so sweet. I would just have a completely different reaction than Kim. Kim just had a, I don't know. Kim just had like a thank you, that's nice kind of reaction. That's not what hits home for Kim. Like Kim, I don't think Kim's anyway, you get what I'm trying to say. I don't think Kim and Jimmy would have a long distance relationship. I'll just tell you this. If my long distance boyfriend, or not even boyfriend, husband, if my husband is getting happy endings from his masseuse and telling our secretary that she has a great booty, he's being unalived by that great booty. Excuse me now. And Jimmy is, look, I know there's a lot of like vile guys out there. Okay. There's a lot of guys like that. I just don't see that in Jimmy's character. I don't see it in Jimmy's character to have like a relationship, like a real relationship with somebody and just disrespect it like that on a regular, continuous basis.
It's from Nikki Fit, and Nikki Fit had a lot of predictions. So first one, Lalo, Jimmy and Kim are going to talk. Jimmy and Kim are going to spill everything under extreme stress. Mainly the 7 million story connection to Mike, and Lalo becomes even more determined to kill Gus. Lalo leaves without hurting them, but they have to deal with Howard, and too scared to call the police, Jimmy calls Mike, and Mike takes Howard's body and makes it look like a suicide.
Calling Mike to help Howard look like he did it himself, I think that's possible. I think what's more likely is they're just going to get rid of the body because to make it look like he did it himself, that's a lot of work. They're not going to make it look like he did it in Kim's home, and they're going to have to make it look like he did it somewhere else. In his car, in his own home, but then you'd have to make it dirty. You'd have to have the splatter. How are you going to recreate that splatter? Or if you make it look like he like jumped off of something, how do you explain the hole in the head? And I don't know. I can't see how you can make it look like an S, but I think more than likely they will just get rid of the body. But if anybody can make it look like an S, it's these show writers. This person also said Lalo somehow surprises Gus and finds him alone. And just about when Lalo is about to unalive Gus, Mike stops him, maybe by a single bullet. Maybe there will be some fight scene. I don't think it's going to go down like that. I don't think it's going to be Mike who does it. I notice a lot of people who think Mike is going to do in Lalo. I think Gus, and I could be wrong, my trust in Gus might be too high. But just so you know, I have the ultimate trust in Gus. And Gus is way too calm. He is way too reassured in his plan for it to not go off. Maybe part of his plan is he expects Mike to step in. Maybe that is part of his plan. Okay. But the point is, Gus, when Lalo and Gus meet up, Gus is not going to be unprotected. Gus has a plan. And I think it's going to be Gus who does it because of that story that he tells Hector Salamanca. When Hector's in the hospital and he tells that story about how he waited in the night, he waited in the dark to get his revenge on that raccoon. I don't know, some animal. And the animal knew that he was there, but the animal was hungry. The animal was so hungry and he gave like that story. Y'all remember that story? If you are Gus's enemy, he wants to personally deal with you. He wants to personally deal with you. If you double cross Gus, no. If If you want to do in somebody that Gus wants to do in, Gus will end you first. Also, Jimmy, however, is worried for Kim because she is in the game. So he wants her to disappear away from cartels and all this mess and uses the vacuum cleaner guy for Kim. I gotta say that I think that's highly likely that Jimmy wants Kim to go away. When Mike tells Jimmy that Kim is in the game, Jimmy is like very distressed. And I don't think he likes, like, he's really concerned about how much Kim enjoys these shenanigans. I can totally see Jimmy just really wanting, like, basically yelling at Kim to like leave him. I think Jimmy is going to tell Kim to dump him, to leave him. I don't know.
They're gonna do. Daniel Flanagan said, I think the fact that they showed Howard's wife wasn't only to gain empathy for him, but to also show that just because you don't see someone in the show, it doesn't mean they don't exist. I think that's a really, really, really great point. So it raises two interesting points, at least it did for me, right? So the idea that just because someone isn't present on screen doesn't mean that they're not there behind the scenes. So that could be perhaps foreshadowing that Kim is going to exist into the Breaking Bad timeline. We just don't see her. And it also made me, and I think that's probably what Daniel meant. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel. But it also made me think about what I was just kind of talking about, how Sandrine.
And I'm glad she said that because I remember reading that dude's comment and I was like, okay. He's like, just because somebody's on screen doesn't mean they don't exist. And I was just like, okay. Scroll. So I'm really glad that you understood what he was trying to get at, Courtney.
Michael, that's a great comment, Daniel. Joseph Wong says, so after all that, a happy ending. And this is his take on what that line might mean. I think Jimmy will say this when he says goodbye to Kim at the picking spot for the vacuum guy, the place that Jesse turned back from after he found out Walt poisoned Brock, and the one that Walt waited for Ed at the end of Ozymandias. Kimmy will be the first client of the vacuum shop. Jimmy might consider this a happy ending because they got away with Howard's death and he kept Kim safe, but at the cost of ending their relationship. This caused Jimmy to become an emotionally empty person who needs to put on his. Okay, so a couple of people posted something along these lines that they think that, not specifically about that line, but that Kim is going to be the first person to get vacuumed out of town. Certainly we see that they have that they look at the black book. She even notices and touches the best quality vacuum repair card. So it could be that comes into play. That's certainly a possibility. I mean, I have nothing to support this except that it just feels like a bit of a red herring to me. I don't think that's what they're going to do with Kim because it seems almost too obvious that's what they would do with Kim.
First of all, what does red herring mean? Okay, something, especially a clue that is or is intended to be misleading or distracting. Then why'd y'all say fallacy? What's the fallacy? A red herring is a logical fallacy in which irrelevant information is presented alongside relevant information. I'm so glad I learned this word because people be doing this a lot. Whenever they try to debate me, bro, they be doing a lot of red herrings and it pisses me off. And I'm just like, the only thing I have to say is relevance. I just like, how is this relevant? But now I have an even bigger person word. That's a red herring fallacy. Let's continue.
Him. But maybe what happens to her in the interim before she gets vacuumed out is what's going to be surprising. Like what's going to happen with Lalo, what is going to happen leading up to her need to get out. So maybe they do go that way. I think it's definitely a possibility. As I said, there's precedent for it in Breaking Bad. That's what people do when they want to leave. But I'm not sure that's how they're going to go happy ending because they got away with Howard.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, I do think it's a red herring too. I think the vacuum thing is a red herring, but they might use it again. I don't know. But I do think it's a red herring. I think it's too obvious. How are they going to use it again? But they could. And then this person also said, but I do think that when Jimmy says that line, a happy ending, I do think he's saying that as they're breaking up. I kind of agree with that theory. I do think losing Kim and just everything affected Jimmy, and that's why he is the way he is in Breaking Bad. Kind of hedonistic. I know some people think, well, maybe it's a facade. Like he has this elaborate mansion and it's just this facade. But no, I think like he's filling his hole, so to speak. He's compensating for something. He's filling his hole with heathenism. About Kimmy, I think once she fled Albuquerque, she might request to Ed that if Jimmy needs to run away, Ed must locate him to Nebraska because that's her hometown. That's where Jean is living now, which would be interesting. I don't know. We've seen no signs that Jean is in Nebraska for a particular reason. But I do think Kim is alive during the whole thing while Jimmy is relocating. I do think Kim is alive. I think she is the phone call on his 50th birthday, but I don't know where she would be. I know the teaser shows her apartment, but that doesn't, and the fish tank is on, so that means somebody lives there, but I don't know what that really means. It's weird to think that Kim could be living in her same apartment in Albuquerque this whole time.
Lester Brunt says, I think Howard's death will be a turning point. Kim is made of sterner stuff. That was a quote from Mike. I think she'll be far less fazed by Howard's death than Jimmy. Maybe it causes her to fully break bad in a way that is too extreme for Jimmy. I kind of think the same way, Lester. Personally, I always felt that Jimmy secretly didn't like Slip and Personally, I always felt that Jimmy secretly didn't like Slip and Kimmy. Maybe I'm just reading that wrong, but Jimmy seems way more into Kim before the whole desert shootout, and Kim directly involved with his criminal side.
I can see that. I could see Kim kind of like going too far, even for Jimmy. I can see that happening. And I agree. I don't think Jimmy likes Kim this way. He's concerned the more he sees Kim being comfortable with the shenanigans and even coming up with ideas for it. He's really concerned. He's like, am I bad for you? Am I turning you this way? And like, even remember when in the last video I put up, I was showing y'all some of my favorite scenes. And one of my favorite scenes is when they do that big kiss, when Kim tells him about, the scholarship grant or whatever for pro bono work. And he's like, Kim, that's fantastic. And he kisses her with passion we have never seen Jimmy express, like in all the decade long that we've known Jimmy, right? And that's like my favorite. And he's saying that's fantastic. He's kissing her about, what did I do? Okay. He's kissing her about something wholesome, about something that is not slipping Kimmy. He's kissing her. He doesn't kiss her when they're doing the charade. He doesn't kiss her that, he's like, when he's like, you should go back to your lunch. And she's like, no, this is where I need to be. He doesn't kiss her. He doesn't embrace her. He doesn't squeeze her hand. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get the impression that they're like, I mean, yeah, it's cute that they're a team. They're doing this as a team, but I just don't get the impression that he is as excited for her as he is when she talks about, here's the like good human things I've been doing. I just don't get that impression. I know like when they finished making their plan, they go out he's like, let's get a drink, or let's go out for drinks. And they have like a little cute picnic. So, I don't think he's like not into her, but I know what you're talking about. Jimmy doesn't feel right when Kimmy is like too into the stuff.
Jimmy. Maybe it causes her to fully break bad in a way that is too extreme for Jimmy. I kind of think Jimmy's directly involved with his criminal side. When Mike told him she's in the game, Jimmy was not happy with that. He didn't like to see her like that. So what if Kim turns Heisenbergian from Howard's death? What if she becomes hard and cold? I don't think Jimmy could handle that. Him being overshadowed by Kim could maybe turn him into the insecure, happy ending, chasing sleazebag we see in Breaking Bad. I think.
Ooh. If this turns Kim cold, possible. Kim Possible. Call me, baby, if you wanna reach me. If you wanna reach me, it's okay whenever you need me. Interesting. And you know what else? Have you noticed it? Like this trope of men who want their woman to be better than them. I don't know. Like, first of all, it's only like literally 3 people watching this right now, but if you get me, you get me. If you don't, then like just ignore this part. But sometimes there's a trope of men who expect their wife to have more decorum or just like be a better human being than them. And if the wife becomes as bad as the guy, he like is no longer interested in her. Do y'all know the trope I'm talking about? That's the thing. I can't give you examples right now off the top of my head, but that is the thing. That maybe they're going to use that trope. I don't think it's going to be that severe though. Like, I hate you. Never see me again. I don't think Jimmy's going to be like that. You're a horrible person. Look what you've become. Oh yeah? Well, you're one to talk. I don't think it's going to be like that. Okay. But I get what this person is saying.
This is a great read, and I tend to agree with this. I'm definitely thinking along these same lines, Lester. So I definitely think that it's been hard for Jimmy to watch Kim sort of fall from grace. I mean, he says to her, am I bad for you? I think he loved the calm when it was harmless, like, getting a bottle of tequila, but this darker side of like hurting Howard, and boy, did they hurt Howard, is a line too far. So Steve Green says, hey, Court, great video. Here's my theory. Jimmy turns rat. He strikes a deal with the DA to protect Kim. And the flash forward where Saul tells Francesca, tell them Jimmy sent you, is that DA lady. So Kim does disappear, but it's not through either disappear. It's protective custody. That would explain how Saul acts in Breaking Bad. He's still allowed to practice law in a deal that he turns on Lalo and Kim disappears. Sure.
In the flash forward where Saul tells Francesca, tell them Jimmy sent you, is it that DA lady? I don't know about this deal going as far forward as that scene. But I do, like I said, I definitely believe either Kim or Jimmy will rat. And also the person, please correct me if I'm wrong, but the person that Francesca's going to go see, that he'll say, tell them Jimmy sent you, I think it's a man. I think he uses like male pronouns. Could be wrong. So that's why I always figured it would be Howard, and obviously it's not Howard. So then I figure, maybe it's Cliff Maine. What a cool name, like Cliff Maine. That's a cool name. Is that not cool? Like, I like it. Oh my gosh, my back is killing me. Oh. Because I have a crappy mattress. Okay. And Kim disappearing via protective custody, I can believe that too.
Certainly a possibility. It tells the truth. Brian says, the only thing that really sticks out to me is the casting about the season ending. Things don't work out so well for Saul and Kim, and more than one cast member has said it. So yeah, it's probably not going to work out well for them. I think that's kind of a given.
Well, that makes it sound like even up to the very end, which hurts me. Because this whole time when he said, a happy ending, and the call on the 50th, my hope is in that 50th birthday phone call. And if the cast is saying it's not going to end well, then you can't take away my hope, man. All a person has is their hope.
That they're going to break up. Sect says, Kim is going full-blown going dark side. Like all the sharp objects and deadly signs, she is deadly too. The bottle top is her simple, pretty, and deadly would suit it. Everyone in Breaking Bad goes through these moments that they can't turn back from. Walt has to kill Crazy 8, made him different after that. He told Skyler he had cancer right after it, like when Gus kills Victor in front of Jesse and Walt and Jesse change again. But everything seems to not break them but make them stronger. Walt even adapts other people's mannerisms after he kills them. Also, we are 100% missing some major context to Kim's past. Like Gretchen and Ian, I think Elliot maybe, had on Walt's motivation. We didn't get it until the very end. My first thoughts. Yeah, great points. So I definitely, yeah, I agree. I think Kim is the sharp object that Jimmy needs to be careful with. And hopefully she doesn't cut him too badly, but we shall see. So again, I think that if she does betray him, which I think is a possibility, she does betray him, it wouldn't be what it appears to be. She might do it to spare Jimmy. So maybe she strikes some sort of deal with Lalo. She'll go open up a shell company for him, launder his money, help him out because, his.
Yeah, like of all the people saying that Kim is going to turn on Jimmy, I'm like, how is that possible? The only way it can make sense to me is if it's in order to protect Jimmy. But what this person says, but I just feel like unless you're saying Kim is going to do something really bad in part 2, because if you're trying to say Howard was the Breaking Bad point, then how come Jimmy doesn't break bad? Like they both did it. You know what I mean? Unless you're saying Kim is going to go further.
Yeah, Dave Dacre says, as the timeline stands, Howard's corpse occupies Kim and Saul's home. A lot of people are likely to notice he's missing. It cannot be overlooked that there will be an inquiry. I agree Kim will take the fall and she spends the Breaking Bad timeline in prison and is reunited with Gene in the finale. So yeah, great point.
Yeah, that's what I feel. And that's what I hope. I feel that Kim is going to take full responsibility for whatever happens and go to jail. And hopefully call Jimmy when he's 50.
They've already talked about this a little bit, but yeah, it's almost like his body has to be taken care of. The fact that he's missing is going to be noticed. People are going to notice when he doesn't. That mean that she takes the fall? Does she go forward to the ADA? Does she reach out to truth? She might tell partial truths, half truths, things like that. Jimmy about Nacho. I'll see. Anyway, next comment is from Kevin Primus. What's up, Kevin? So Kevin wrote, Lalo could be questioning Jimmy about Nacho. Lalo could be questioning Jimmy about what is known about Hector Guzman's trial, about whether he'll be arrested if he's seen or is not, or he can come out of the shadows. He'll question about what is known about Lalo Salamanca. Jimmy almost knows nothing about Gus. True. In Breaking Bad, he knows a guy who knows a guy. True. Is Lalo in the news? So I don't know that Lalo's going to be so concerned about like the perceptions of him around town. I don't think he really cares. I think he's savvy and slick enough that he's not terribly concerned about getting caught. And don't forget, they think he's dead.
They asked, what else does Lalo know about Jimmy and Kim that would make him want to talk with them before making his move on Gus? Mike could not tell Kim whom he was working for. Like Jimmy, Kim knows nothing about Frank. Yeah, I think Lalo just wants to know everything that they know.
Right, so this next comment, and this was such an excellent comment, and this comes from Tan May Kana. And Tan May, you always leave really great comments on my videos, so thank you. And I love this theory that you have. So Tan May says, a kind of weird specific theory I have is that Howard's death ruins any sexual feelings that Jimmy has for Kim. It's been shown pretty clearly that every time their schemes work, they got hot and heavy for each other, but maybe the consequence of this particular scheme becomes a traumatic association with anything sexual.
I think anytime their schemes work, Kim gets hot and heavy, okay? I think Jimmy would totally be down to be hot and heavy at any time, okay? I think it's Kim who needs the scheme to work. Let's continue.
The reason I think this is possible is because of the focus on Viagra in the season. Caesar at Saul's house. Maybe the happy endings and whatnot are all just coping mechanisms because he quite literally cannot feel those feelings for Kim or anyone anymore.
Ooh, that's so sad. Oh. Hey, maybe.
I think this is such a great point. It's such a great reading. So we see them all hot and heavy in Plan and Execution.
And to clarify, I actually like this theory. I just think pre-Howard, Jimmy is ready at any time. In my opinion, just my opinion.
And I don't know about you guys, but that scene kind of made me feel a little sick. It was kind of cringy watching them like get it on while Howard is.
I'm laughing because she said it made her feel sick and she felt cringy. And then if you watch my video, I'm all excited. I'm like, surfboard, surfboard. I'm so excited. But I feel like I, more than others, am invested in the relationship. So that would make sense.
You know, in such distress. But yeah, I mean, if that's their aphrodisiac, if scheming is their aphrodisiac, it's going to probably be very difficult for them, certainly for Jimmy, to be intimate in that way, because I think what happened to Howard is certainly going to haunt him. So even if they stay together, I think you're absolutely right that that's probably over. So I love this read. Great take. All right, next up we got Peter Pirates. So Peter says, my predictions. Gus is going to use the lights on the excavator to locate and shoot Lalo. Maybe. I mean, that's what I was thinking more, that he would pull the lights, that he would unplug the connection.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in the dark, but I don't know if there's like, like there's emergency lights that stay on. So I don't know if that's what this person maybe meant, but they gonna be dancing in the dark. By the way, if you watch my other video and you know how I put a clip of that song, they copyrighted it. And I'm low-key scared. Like, I feel like I want to put the song again, but put only 6 seconds and see if that'll slide. I will, like, later on. Like,
extension cord, cut the lights, and then, because he counted his steps, so that way in total darkness he knows exactly how many steps it takes to get to the excavator to retrieve his gun. So I think that's a good theory. I mean, based on what we've seen, or at least that's something Gus is planning or going to try to do. Kim is going to start exhibiting a physical manifestation of her Kim is going to start exhibiting a physical manifestation of her inner emotional toil, much like Chuck did. She's going to be a prisoner of her own mind. So I think that's definitely a possibility. And again,
I need to know where you get that from, because I've heard that before. Like, oh, she's going to be a prisoner in her mind, and I'm like, what? I just feel like, what is leading you to believe that? Like, what's making you think that? I mean, it's interesting. I just, like, where's that from?
I'm not really sure, like, what my thoughts about what is going to happen with Kim are.
Hold on. What is the second point? The third point. Jimmy McGill is never going to go away. He's always going to be inside the false persona of Saul. He will find that because of his reputation as a criminal lawyer, he cannot drop the facade to his clients or his legal adversaries. No, I feel like Jimmy McGill is dead. I mean, I feel Jimmy McGill is the guy who made himself feel guilty for scheming and would try to do the right thing. And he can't help but scheme. The scheming comes out, but it's for the right reasons. And, not for selfish reasons. He used to slip, and Jimmy was just being stupid, doing it for dumb, selfish reasons. But Jimmy McGill, he's trying to help people. He really is trying to help people. And then that goes away. It's replaced with Saul Goodman. And Saul Goodman is still helping people, but he's helping my kind of people who will accept me for who I am. I don't have to pretend to be like nothing else. I'm going to be me, and I'm going to be better than all the rest. And that's the persona he identifies with. Saul Goodman is what is him when he feels he's free. When he feels he's truly being himself, he's being Saul Goodman. So that's why I'm saying Jimmy McGill. Like, when you're saying Jimmy McGill is never going away, I'm thinking of that part of him that has been telling him, you're bad. You're never going to make it. Like, they're never going to accept you. You just need to accept less, because you'll always be slipping Jimmy. You always just screw it up and hurt the ones you love. That, like, the Jimmy McGill has so much baggage. So that's what I think of when I think of Jimmy McGill. And I don't think he is keeping up the Saul facade for his clients and stuff. I think he feels that is who he has to be to feel like he's being authentic to himself.
and Saul is just the facade, as Peter says. It's just a facade.
It could be that eventually he figures out how to integrate these aspects of him. Whereas Jimmy is the one who means well and just has a heart of gold. He has his own way of doing things, and Saul Goodman is more self-interested, and if you don't love him for who he is, then really screw you. And he feels that Saul Goodman is the only way he can really be himself. Hopefully maybe the hero's journey at the end is that he integrates all of this and he's back to Jimmy, and the Jimmy McGill persona that I associate with being self-hating learns how to love himself.
A shell, a mask. It's not really who he is. Mike Zarka says, in the end, you're going to hurt everyone around you. You can't help it. And that's a quote from Chuck to Jimmy in season 3. I think that was huge foreshadowing. Yeah, definitely. I think he's already hurt her.
He'd been doing every episode.
In his own way, like he has pulled her into his orbit. And this isn't to say that this is entirely his fault. Kim has agency. She makes her own decisions. But I think this is a toxic relationship. They're terrible for each other. All right, so the next comment comes from Victoria. Victoria says, I don't know. The only thing I'm sure of is that Kim is not going to die because people predicted it from the beginning. Something more interesting must happen. And she's going to be the key character till the end. I love how people didn't expect much from her. It would be cool if she continued to surprise us. I agree, Victoria. So I'm personally most interested in what's going to happen to Kim and Jean, of course, right? And well, actually, I'm interested to see how the Lalo storyline comes to an end or concludes as well, if it does. But yeah, Kim is sort of the dark horse here, isn't she? What's going to happen to her? So
are you ready for the perfect storm? The perfect storm. What's your mind? There's no going back.
Yeah, and Man European says the happy ending may be Kim and Lalo escaping together. Lalo was attracted to Kim, but Kim.
Yo. When was Lalo attracted to Kim? When she went to see him in prison? And why do y'all keep thinking Kim is attracted to Lalo? Maybe she's toxic. She's not that toxic.
And Jimmy's relationship falls apart without the Keepers in the aftermath of Howard's death, and with Lalo charming her to near death.
Excuse me? How does one charm a lady to near death? Yo, Courtney, Courtney, explain this one for me.
Lalo will need to be vacuumed as he's violated cartel rules with reckless accusations. Kim might be accused of murdering Howard after ruining his reputation. So in Omaha, Jimmy meets up with a
Lalo will be vacuumed? No. Man European, I'm so sorry to this man. Like, so far, I'm not with it. Lalo vacuumed? Yo, look. I will eat my damn words. Okay? If I'm wrong, I will eat my damn words. For real, this is a kind of show that... This is the kind of show that you got to do that disclaimer. But no. No. This really is that kind of show where, like, I hear a theory that I think is stupid, and then I'm like, what's that one meme?
It really smells like a public restroom. It smells like a public restroom. You know what? No. Well.
That is literally me with some of these Better Call Saul theories, is because the idea that Lalo might still be alive, I think it's just so unlikely. I don't think Lalo is alive in Breaking Bad, but if he is alive, and that's why Jimmy is scared in the desert, and that's part of the reason why Jean is so terrified in the Jean parts, that maybe that's an explanation. Which I don't think so, but y'all, You never know.
Vacuumed couple whom he requests to dispatch the taxi driver to Belize.
Whoa. What, say that again? Okay. Lalo will need to be vacuumed as he violated cartel rules. I don't think that violated cartel. I don't. I think if he's doing anything for violating cartel rules, I don't think his solution would be to vacuum himself. If he's vacuumed, it's for some other reason. This is Lalo. This is not some little bit trick. That's the word I'm going to use instead of the B word. Bit trick. This is Lalo we're talking about, not some barking bit trick. Okay? He's not vacuuming for violating rules. Are you kidding me? No. Okay. Kim might be accused of Howard after ruining his rep. I don't understand why y'all keep blaming this on Kim. Jimmy did it too. What? Yo, I respect you, Courtney. This is the kind of comment I literally would have I would have just ignored this comment. Okay, I need to understand why these people keep saying Kim. Like, I understand if you're saying Kim will take responsibility, but for y'all who are just blaming it on Kim, I'm not understanding it. It took two to do the tango. And Howard has explicitly said Jimmy's name to two people. And the secretary overheard it too. That's three. So why y'all keep saying Kim? Because it's in her house? But Jimmy be living there. They will see that Jimmy's clothes are in her closets. Okay. So in Omaha, Jimmy meets up with the vacuum couple whom he requests to dispatch the taxi driver to Belize. Y'all are getting really creative with these theories.
It's definitely a no for me, dog. The voice is just not there.
Let's hear what Courtney has to say.
His reputation. So in Omaha, Jimmy meets up with the vacuumed couple whom he requests to dispatch the taxi driver to Belize. Interesting predictions. So
You were really nice. She just said it's interesting. You are so nice. What if me and her were American Idol judges? Would I be Simon Cowell?
wanted to
And she would be Shakira or whoever. Super nice.
mention this earlier. I'm glad I'm looking at this comment now because you reminded me, man European, of something I've been wanting to say in terms of what is going to happen with Lalo in the apartment. So I talked a little bit already about what I think might happen, but if he gets that information out of them about what happened in the desert, whether it comes from Kim or from Jimmy, he might, if he learns that Mike was there, then he's going to know that it wasn't Gus who sent the ambushers to attack Jimmy. Why would that would make no sense. Mike was there to stop the ambushers. So I think if that happens and Lalo learns that bit of information that Mike was actually protecting Jimmy and was there to stop the ambush, he's going to figure out that it was Bolsa the same way that Gus figured out it was Bolsa, because who else? Who else would do that?
It was Bolsa bit? No, girl. Whoa, wait. You telling me the ambushers was Bolsa? Please, por favor. ¿Cómo se dice? Elaborate the hell out of that. Because that actually is not too bad of a theory. But I need additional confirmation because, for real, every time I've been seeing Bolsa's face, I am looking at him. I am mean mugging him because I am trying to figure out, what is your game? We know Hector's game. We know Don Eladio's game. We know Gus's game. But Don Bolsa. Don Bolsa. What is your game, Mr. Bag? Mr. Bag? Hold on. I reduced the speed. Hold on. Let's put it on normal speed. Say that again, Courtney.
That Gus figured out it was Bolsa ambush. Information that Mike was actually protecting Jimmy and was there to stop the ambush. He's going to figure out that it was Bolsa the same way that Gus figured out it was Bolsa, because who else?
Wait, when did Gus figure out it was Bolsa? I know it's only 3 people watching this, but I hope one of you remembers, because I don't remember this. Do I vaguely remember this?
Who else would do that? Send those ambushers in. So Bolsa had his own agenda, and I think Lalo is smart enough. He's just as smart as Gus is, and he will come to that realization as well. So that
Okay. So if Bolsa sent the ambushers, that means they wanted to make sure Lalo remains in jail. That's something I'm gonna think about when I go to sleep right now.
I don't really see Lalo vacuuming.
Oh, wait a second. He's already pronounced deceased, so why would he vacuum? Yeah, this doesn't make sense. That whole thing don't make sense. I'm sorry.
Himself out of town.
Let's go ahead and skip it. Girl, we don't need to think about it no more.
I have like another schmo, right? As he's picking up his newspaper in the suburbs.
Yeah, no, we can't. We skipping past this one. I'm sorry. We don't.
He had a bunch of comments. So Damp, he says Gus will trick Lalo into forcing him, meaning Gus, to show Lalo the super lap. Gus will turn off the lights. Gus will use his hidden gun to wound Lalo, not kill him, and then imprison him until death behind a cement wall of the lab. Gus will keep Lalo alive as long as possible just to torture him. The scene with Walt and Jesse will be where both of them are working in the super lab, not knowing that Lalo is dead behind a wall. So I've seen this theory as well in a couple different places, and a few people have mentioned the story that Gus tells Hector about the coati that was like eating, I think it was his fruit from his mango tree or whatever it was, and then he caught the animal and he kind of kept it alive and tortured it. So certainly could be a possibility. Let's see. Dan P also says Kim will feel guilty for all the trouble she has caused and do something sinister just to get the law and or cartel to blame her for everything. Then she'll use Ed the Disappearer to vanish, but she promises to call Jimmy on his birthday. That's
right? A good one.
As we discussed, that is Kim is the wild card, like, right?
What's the rest of them? Number 3, Jeff the cabbie is tracking down Jimmy for either the reward or to blackmail him. Gene will set a trap for Jeff to either kill him or trick him into an illegal situation where Jeff has to run and hide. I cannot see Gene unaliving somebody. Okay. I think, definitely tricking him into an illegal situation. I think that's fair. I don't know if Jeff is tracking him down. I mean, if he was tracking him down, wouldn't he have done something by now? He's seen him like how many times now? Like 2 or 3 times now? Like, okay, like how many times do you need to see the dude before you like take action? So I don't know about that one. And then the 4th one, the end. Jimmy and Kim agreed to get back together and finish their lives living in a small town. The cartel finds out that Gus unalived Lalo, and the law finds out that Lalo unalived Howard. A happy ending? No, I don't think that's a happy end. Girl, you were doing good, Dan. Sir, you were doing... Dan could be a woman too, but that animal profile pic, I'm just gonna guess you a dude. It's the first 2 are good. The first 2 is good. The 3rd one is mid. Meh. The 4th one, it went from good to Yeah, the 4th one needs an explanation. I can see Gene trapping him because he's paranoid of him, but I don't think that dude is. I think he's just I think he's a creeper. Like I said in my last video, I said Jeff the cab driver. He's the kind of guy who trolls online for fun. Like that's how he spends his time. He trolls online. He's a creeper. He is creepy. That dude is creepy. He's just one of those people. I was just talking to my friend. I was just talking to my friend tonight on live stream about how there's just some people who, like, that's just what they like in life. Like, they get a kick out of being annoying. Like, that's just something that brings joy to their life. Like, being an annoying person, like being a creepy person, like, and like seeing how people react, like seeing how people are creeped out by them. There's people who just like that. Like, my friend was like, I've never met someone like that except like online. I'm like, you've had the pleasure of going your whole in-person life never having to experience that type of human being. Like, those type of people, when I meet them in person, they make me want to barf. Like, I can't be in the same room with them. I had a roommate who he's like low-key like that, like a little bit, like low-key like that. And even at the low-key level, I wanted to, like, I could not, like, when he was in the living room, I left. When he's coming to the kitchen, I leave the kitchen. Like as little amount of contact. He was like my biggest motivation to get my life together and move out of that living situation. Okay, that is Jeff.
It's on his head that we're not aware of. If Lalo is still in the picture, let's say that far into the future.
Jeff is working with Lalo. That's why he came from Albuquerque. Y'all, I don't know. Really, it's truly because in that little talking Saul, I don't know why I want to say it with my African accent. And in fact, should I be speaking the rest of this time with my accent? Is that something that people will like? I know you people yet, we're not big enough yet for me to be receiving comments. Pero. And how about that? Do we like the mixture of African accent con Espanol? Is that a thing? Shall we do that? Shall that be our thing? Let me know in the comments, please. But on Talking Saw, they were they were just saying like how you're never gonna guess, you're never gonna get it, you're never gonna guess, you're never gonna guess. And because they keep saying that, like, maybe they're tricking us, okay? Because they've done that before. They've tricked us before like that. Because, you know, when they were like, oh, we didn't mean for it to be a cliffhanger. Like, it's not going to really be a cliffhanger, but it's a cliffhanger. It's like, you're telling us you didn't plan that? So maybe they're tricking us, but because they said that, that's why that's why I entertained that one theory that made me go like, I'm only entertaining it because they're like, y'all are never gonna guess. So what if Jeff is working for Lalo?
That doesn't really make sense, but let's just say there could be other people looking for Jimmy or Jean, right? And they might have a bigger reward offered than what is being legally offered. So
if Lalo's alive, yeah, I don't believe Lalo's alive, but it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. That is what all of this is.
It's entirely possible
That's all this is.
It's entirely possible.
You are so cute, Miguel. Look at him.
Be a crotchety dude. And
I forget how to say his name. But where's Miguel? Miguel, where are you?
Fear, and it was all about
my Miguel, ma belle, sombrero blanc, très bien ensemble.
I don't know about that. I think it happened to be a chance.
No, Jeff is not a PI. You giving him too much. Jeff is a Dusty. Jeff is a Dusty. Okay, he ain't no PI. Jeff ain't got no attention span to be no PI.
Jimmy and Kim agree to get back together and finish their lives living in a small town. The cartel finds out that Gus killed Lalo, and the law finds out that Lalo killed Howard. A happy ending. Okay,
we on the same page, girl. It went from okay, good,
So Firewoman says, I think her marriage to Jimmy dies with Howard's death, but she maintains a partnership with him. She creates Ice Station Zebra and works the legal and financial systems, setting up shell companies.
Oh, she jumped back to this. Yeah, we talked about this one.
That's something I mentioned in the previous video, and it's a very popular theory. It's not, I didn't originate it. It's a very popular idea that maybe she's working behind the scenes, doing Ice Station Zebra. Maybe she also helped set up the shell company that she mentioned to Lalo. But thank you all so much for
Thank you, Courtney. So y'all check out Courtney's reviews. I'm subscribed. I ring the notification bell, as you should do with me. Excuse you, who gave her a thumbs down? By the way, like, if you know, YouTube doesn't let you see the dislike button, but there's an extension that exposes the dislike. So who disliked you? How dare you? Well, I like that. So let's leave a comment. Let's let her. By the way, y'all need to do this to my video. Y'all don't get a skate away free. Y'all need to do this to my video. I loved that you shared all these interesting theories. This cheesy. I'm cheesing. Yay. And always like your own comment. If you don't like your own comment, who will? Who else will? How do you expect other people to like your comment if you don't like your own comment? Or anything you do. If you don't like your own stuff, how do you expect anybody else to like your stuff? So thanks for joining me with this reaction. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you want, let me know if there's a theory that you want me to roast, or if there's a theory that you think I should take a little bit more seriously. I'd love to know. Let me know if I should be talking more with my African accent. Would people want to watch my channel if I had an African accent? Because it's not the same as having like an Australian accent or a British accent. People tend to be kind of like low-key somehow when you don't sound like a British colony. I don't know, but let me know like how like this channel can be whatever we want it to be. Also, I'm gonna get paid tomorrow. I am going to get a Kim Wexler bobblehead, and then we'll have a little pet for the channel. Isn't it cute? We'll have a little pet and you'll say hi to Kim every episode. So I can't wait to get my Kim Wexler bobblehead. I can't wait to like just hear y'all's thoughts. And even if I don't hear from you, that's okay. I'm going to keep grinding because I'm addicted to this Better Call Saul thing, okay? And I am having a lot of fun making these videos. So I appreciate you having fun with me. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it and subscribe if you liked my vibe.